Let's talk a little more about the Bulls. Zach LaVine scoring 41 last night. Chicago, though, still lost by 2 to Chris Paul's Thunder. The Bulls have, in fact, lost 9 of their last 10. The frustration does seem to be mounting for Zach LaVine. Despite attempting 35 shots, LaVine only took 3 free throws and reportedly told officials, you can kind of read his lips here, I have 40 bleeping points, is what he was yelling at them. Then he pulls up from 40 and buries it. That is the greatest retort of all time, if you can do that. But there were some people who thought he was yelling at Jim Boylen. He did seem to be yelling at the officials there. Here, though, this was Saturday, Bulls coach Jim Boylen calling a timeout with 30 seconds left. The Bulls were losing by 10 at this point, and cameras caught Zach saying, why would we call a bleeping timeout down 10? Zach?
Zach's
do you think Zach is frustrated? Fizz, do you think Zach has reason to be frustrated? Where are we here?
Zach, what you got?
The timeouts are getting frustrating. I don't know, as a coach, like, it's almost...
This is why I want to ask him first, because you got to step up and defend coaches, because I knew what he was going to say.
It's almost like, is he doing a bit? Like, why is he still... This is like, it's like an avant-garde art project going on. Now, the thing about Zach LaVine is their entire starting front court is injured. People are forgetting this in all the Bulls sort of ridicule. Otto Porter, Lauri Markkanen, and Wendell Carter Jr. all injured. Like, it's just going to be hard for any team to be any good with that happening.
No doubt about it.
So why do coaches do this?
Because you may want to work on something situational that may help you later on. And coaches are the only ones that like this situation. The fans don't like it. The players don't like it. But I also understand where Coach Boylen's coming from. He's looking at it saying, okay, let's see if we can run a situation from the side out of bounds that gets us a quick 3. Maybe we foul, stretch the game out. And you just try to build in an in-game situation to help your team maybe down the line. But, and, you know, it's frustrating for these kids.
But, you know, as someone who's really good at sort of reading the room and keeping the mood, like, when you're starting to sense that your players are getting embarrassed or annoyed by this, like, let's take a break from it. Like, let's hold off on it for a while. And like, this is not a new thing. This has been simmering for 6 weeks now, and it's like, just ease up.
Look, man, they're not a good basketball team overall from a record standpoint, so I don't think they can have any type of ego or luxuries about how the coach is trying to make them a better team.
I don't know. I mean, to Zach's point, they've had a bunch of guys injured, so the guys who are still out there, I think, are carrying a really heavy load. And Jim Boylen did say to the media in Chicago, very similar to you, he said, in that case, he said he had a 3-point play he wanted to work on, that sort of thing. But there's been a lot, right? And I just have 2 of them, and there's been more of this just in the last month or 2. Just in the last few weeks, he had a coach's challenge with 40 seconds left in a game that they were down 9. I get it, but you're not winning that game, and I don't know what the coach's challenge is for. They were down 12 with 42 seconds remaining in a game, and he calls a timeout. And it does just seem to be wearing on the players. Are they even learning anything? Are they doing the thing you want them to do?
What is Jim Boylen's job? Jim Boylen's job is to constantly try to help that team improve, regardless of people's frustrations and egos and attitudes. They're very well paid. They can go through a couple of timeouts late to try to improve on what they're doing.
I can't get a coach to stop defending coaches. Look, I get it.
That's just what you're bred to do, is to always try to look at every scenario and make your team better.
But is it getting guys better if they've turned you off?
I don't know if they've turned them off.
Right. In that situation. I don't mean overall in the world or in the scope of this team, but in those 42 seconds or whatever it is.
You know, you're gonna have people on each side of the argument say whether it's good or bad.
Well, that's why we have
But as a coach, coach them, Coach Boylen, coach them.
I just think it's important to remember, and the Bulls are becoming like this circus everyone is making fun of for good reason. Like, with those kind of injuries, they just don't have a chance to be good. No matter timeouts, no timeouts, mood of the locker room, whatever. They don't have enough talent to win a lot of games right now. All the other stuff is real, and it's important to talk about. But like, just remember who they're playing right now.
That's fair. And by the way, to clarify, our reporter Eric Woodyard has an update for you. In regards to last night's viral video, Zach LaVine just confirmed to me he wasn't talking to Bills coach Jim Boylen or the officials. He was talking trash with OKC's Dennis Schroder. Between players, when guys are talking, you talk some smack, right? And that's all it was. So, not going at the officials for not giving him 3 throws, not going at his coach. The stuff on Saturday.
He was letting them know he had 40.
There you go. I had 40. And now all of you know.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports analysis and highlights, download the ESPN app. And for live streaming and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.